Hello, people. How's it going? Excellent book. If you want to read a book about John Quincy Adams, then I get that silly glare out of there. Okay. Oh, where it's coming from? It's coming from the screen. All right, it's tough being me. Anyway, you get the idea. Anyway, but by the way, it's a very good book. I do like this. Very, very good book. February 21st, 1848, the House of Representatives, Washington, D.C. Congressman John Quincy Adams rises to speak, suddenly collapses at his desk. 6 days later, he dies in the Speaker's chamber. Public mourning that followed, writes Paul C. Nagel, exceeded anything previous seen in America. Forgotten was his failed presidency, and he wasn't a good president. And his often cold demeanor, it was the memory of an extraordinary human being, one who in his last years had fought heroically for the right of petitions against a war to expand slavery. That drew grateful people to salute his coffin in the Capitol and to stand by the railroad tracks as his bier was transported from Washington to Boston. Nagel probed deeply into the psyche of this cantankerous, misanthropic, erudite, hard-working son of former President John Adams first, whose remarkable career spanned many offices: Minister to Holland, Russia, and England, U.S. Senator, Secretary of State, President of the United States, 1825 to 1829, and finally U.S. Representative, the only ex-president to serve in the House. On the basis of the thorough study of Adams' 70-year diary among a host of other documents, the author gives us a richer account than we have yet had of JQA's life. His passionate marriage to Louisa Johnson, his personal tragedies, two sons lost to alcoholism, his brilliant diplomacy, his recurring depression, his exasperating behavior, he was cantankerous, and shows us why in the end only Abraham Lincoln's death evoked greater outpouring of national sorrow in 19th century America. As I said, this book is excellent. I mean, if you've got to read a book about John Quincy Adams, this is the book you should read. That glare some computer screen. But that book is excellent. I mean, it is a very well written, very detailed written, very everything written. I just want to read what this thing says. Pretty much it says almost the same stuff. John Quincy Adams, July 11th, 1767, February 23rd, 1848. The year that the Mexican-American War ended, was the sixth president of the United States, serving from 1825 to 1829. He previously served as the 8th United States Secretary of State from 1817 to 1825. During his long diplomatic and political career, Adams served as an ambassador and also a member of the United States Congress, representing Massachusetts in both chambers. He was the oldest son of John Adams, of course, who served as the second president of the United States, 1797 to 1801, and he was a cantankerous son of a gun. That light is. Anyway. And First Lady Abigail Adams. Initially a Federalist, like his father, he won election to the presidency as a member of the Democrat-Republican Party, and later in the mid-1830s became affiliated with the Whig Party. Let's see. Vice President John Calhoun was his vice president when he was president. Let's see. United States Secretary of State, 1817 1825. House of Representatives, 1844 to 1848. U.S. House of Representatives, Massachusetts, 1831 to 1848. In office, let's see. United States Senator from 1803 to 1808. Massachusetts first. Massachusetts Senate, 1802 to 1803. Let's see. Anything interesting? Political Party Federalist, Democratic. Basically, he was a Whig at the end. Let's see. He was born in Braintree, Massachusetts. He was an interesting guy. I mean, as a president, he was like his dad. He just did not have the temperament, shall we say? Why is it so dark in here? Don't let the lights on. A little bit better. His demeanor was a lot like his dad, cantankerous, tendency to be a little argumentative, but all these other things he accomplished, he was good as everything else. Everything else in his career he succeeded at. He was very good. He was close with his parents. I mean, they were constantly writing him letters no matter where he was, telling him how to behave and what not to do. But as a president, he just wasn't cut out for presidency any more than his dad was. But there is, I mean, see if I can find it real quick. There is one of the very few known photographs, actually a photograph of him, a very famous photograph. I can find it fast enough. Why is it so dark in here? My problem is that I don't like having a lot of light when I'm working at my desk, and I'm so used to it. That's probably why it's always so dark in here, or it's too bright. My problem. I gotta fix this problem. Anyway, I found this book very good. I like this book. I like this Bible. He's probably one of those presidents I would probably like to have known or met because he was an interesting guy. Yeah, he was a lot like his dad. He had his enemies. He just that he did. He died in the House of Representatives. He was an interesting guy. But yeah, as I said, this book is very much worth reading if you can find it. It's hard to find. You can't go on Amazon or thrift books. But an excellent book. One of the early founding fathers, or at least one of the sons of the founding fathers. His relationship with his parents was pretty good, actually. I mean, they gave him a great education. He had an education. He was a very educated man. He was just cantankerous. He was a cantankerous fellow. You just didn't cross an Adams. But by the way, if you ever see the movie Amistad, um, is it Anthony Hopkins? And if I remember correctly, Anthony Hopkins looks like him and plays him perfectly. I mean, if you ever seen the movie Amistad about the slave trade, about the ship the Amistad, and about the trial, he looks like John Quincy Adams. He really looks like John Quincy in that movie. He does a very good job of portraying John Quincy in the movie Amistad. Anthony Hopkins. Of course, Anthony Hopkins also played Richard the Lionheart, and the Lion in Winter. Very good too. And yes, this book is very good. If you want to learn about early American history and early American politics and early American growth and the battles over slavery and the battles over a lot of things, and battles over the Mexican War, which he died the year it ended. So that's how long he lived. It's a long time. So it would have been James Polk in office when that happened. Yes, excellent book. I would recommend it. I would recommend watching the movie Amistad with Anthony Hopkins playing Mr. Adams because he does a very good job, and he looks like him. He really does. It's quite good. But yes, this book is very good. John McCluskey, David McCullough's book on his dad is also very good. Yes, he was part of the Whig Party, which didn't last very long. But yeah, it was called the Whig Party. Don't ask me to explain what the Whig Party is, and I'd have to look it up. But he's an interesting guy. As one of the non-presidents that I liked. He's one of those people that I do like studying about, and I do like reading his biography. I read it every once in a while still because I think it's fascinating. I like it. I like it because it's not taught in history class anymore. I mean, who knows? If you say to them who's John Quincy Adams, they might know that he was the son of John Adams. Maybe if you're lucky. Also, the only they both were only single terms. Just he wasn't meant to be president. Wasn't good at it. Like his dad. He was too much like his dad. Personality wise. But all those other things he did very well. He was a very accomplished man. And he was constantly doing something, constantly trying to do something. He didn't sit around and, you know, he fought his depressions, as the book says. But, he just didn't sit around feeling sorry for himself very long. He was always trying to accomplish something. He was always trying to make his dad proud, make his parents, his mom proud. But a very interesting guy and a very good book. I will add, very excellent book. So I thought I would end today on my videos on a more positive note. So anyway, as I say, worth reading if you can find it. And excellent book. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you for watching. Behave yourselves, people, because like John Quincy Adams, I am not going to behave myself. I don't know how. See you later.